And it's another beautiful day in the pirate broadcast. And we have a fabulous show and an opportunity to meet someone very special. And I just wanted to open the opportunity up to say, hey, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and here on LinkedIn Live. And as we go through the pirate broadcast, I just want to share that, as you're going through this process and as you're connecting and collaborating, connect with Ginger. She's an awesome individual. And Ginger, thank you so much for being here. I applaud you and recognize that, life is busy. And I just want to recognize and thank you for being here. So,
thank you, Russ. I know I did the time zone hiccup the first time we were scheduled.
No big deal. No big deal. Well, being in Arizona, I have to do math all the time.
You have your own little island. It's beautiful.
Oh,
yes, indeed. Well, it's so great to be here. It's been a while since we've seen each other, although we see each other online. And so to connect face to face and live is dandy. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. So bring us up to speed. Those that don't know you and those that are yet to know you, what are you? What brought you to this point in life, and kind of a snapshot of where your travels have brought you from and where you're coming to and where you're headed.
Okay, great. I feel like I need to act this out. Interpretive dance. Pirates. In the beginning, I was small. Current iteration, current Jones, magic, whatever you want to call it. My current treasure trove for my pirating, and I dressed up just for you, as I told you before we started. I'm fascinated with human connection. Russ, when you walk in a room, and there's either one person or there's 100 people or whatever the count is. You walk in a room, and you think, I want to connect. You don't have everything figured out, but you have a confidence because you've exercised some skills, you've learned some skills, you've skilled up, as the term is lately, and you say, I'm going to meet somebody because there's somebody amazing in here who is doing interesting work and who I think I'm interested in supporting. And so you go forth and you connect. Human connection is that, and it comes from an awareness. It comes from skill building. It comes from the willingness. Look, we're never going to be ready, Russ. Like, ready is the wrong word. I know you know this.
Yes.
It's not about being ready. It's about being willing. And so the human connection, I just had a workshop last night, speaking to connect. When we speak, whether it's one-to-one like you and I are doing, one-to-few, one-to-many, when we speak and we do it well, meaning we allow a connection to happen, and we welcome that and we dig into that to see what it could yield, that's magic. So that's what my pirate ship is all about. And it's such a joy and pleasure and honor to be able to help other people become world-class connectors or work towards that, because it is skills-based. One of the comments I get is, well, I'm an introvert. I'm like, that's great. I love you. I don't care, because what if your introvert is
it doesn't matter.
Right. It doesn't matter at all, because when we set an intention, we make the work happen. We do the thing, and our magic comes out and we serve. So that's one of the, I wouldn't say objections that come up, but that's certainly one of the most common comments that comes up. And I find that's great because it's perfect place to jump in. Look, doesn't matter what your vert status is. If you want to do this, you'll do this, and I can help teach you.
Yeah. I find it so fascinating too, because people think that there's a special skill or something like they need permission. Well, right now you all have permission. We give you
right.
You have pirate permission to go out and meet.
Pirate permission. I like that. Let's hashtag that, baby.
Pirate permission. Yeah.
I like it.
So I just feel as if, some people, it might come easier. It might appear to come easier. Well, it's not necessarily easier. It just appears that way because somebody's taken the time to practice it.
Yes.
Going out with intention and trying to, improve their ability to make those conversations take place.
You are so right. You are a musician.
Yeah.
Tell me one of the instruments you play.
Drums.
Okay, great. So say Megan Trainor calls you and says, hey, Russ, I need a drummer on my tour. Well, she could call you and that'd be a wise choice because you're an accomplished drummer. You study your craft, you practice. It's a muscle, it's a skill. Yeah. And, you know, there is this big argument, I wouldn't say argument, this big discussion of what's innate and what's natural, what's talent. So I actually think that using some of those words can be damaging for us because
they're limiting words.
They're very limiting because what we're doing is we're labeling, we're putting you like, oh, you are this. Because by saying you are this, we are saying you are none of this. And so that's why I focus so much on the skills. And so that is the same with connection. You're absolutely right. If you want to learn how to walk up to somebody, whether it's one person or into a room of 100, and your intention is to practice and be human, be real, and see what happens, then you'll be successful because you've tried. There is no fail unless you don't try.
Yeah, I just think, and you know, it's really challenging in, especially these days. You know, our current situation is an opportunity for us to really start actually nurturing some of the relationships that we already have. You know, we have virtual meetings like this. We have Zoom sessions. We have FaceTime. We have all of the tools necessary that allow us to text message somebody. You know, even years ago when text messaging was just, you know, brand new, I used to text message people and say, hey, just checking in, hope you're okay. And it's amazing what a difference. I'm still connected to a lot of those people. Right. And so it really allows you the opportunity to build relationships with people that may or may not need your service today, and may need your services tomorrow.
Right. Because so when you have this, right, when you have the service mindset, sales will come with a service mindset. You know this, Russ. You have a wonderful service heart, service mindset. And when you are genuinely checking in on people, when you know what your why is, your purpose, your vision, your own, you know, what are your high seas ahead and how are you going to stay that course and who are you going to bring along? And also, I love that you talk about permission and pirate permission because one of the chapters in my book, The Connectivity Canon, which I know you have a copy of, Russ, I talk about permission slips. It is something that we don't give ourselves enough of. Oh, look at that. It's chapter 10 because we don't talk about permission enough. We keep thinking it has to be an additive life. Keep adding. And like, no, actually, you keep adding and you are literally going to sink the ship. So when you think about connecting, text messaging, FaceTime, Zoom, whatever it is, we're in a really unique phase of the world. And we're going to come out the other side. The other side's going to look different than it did when we went in. So get used to that. Like change is coming. Might as well open up your arms and give it a hug and figure out what still works for you. Last Thursday, I gave a live Connecting Juice. It's my membership, and I gave it away to a whole bunch of great people. We had almost 36 people that showed up for a Zoom call, which was fantastic. It was a virtual party. Mm-hmm. And I talked about over 10 ways to connect with people right now. And I'm happy to share that link with you and the audience afterwards, Russ, because I really want to give that service mindset. Like, look, I get it. It sometimes feels very isolating, regardless if you're used to this virtual platform or not. It can still feel isolating. Thank you, Angie. It can still feel isolating, and we still want to feel connected. We crave connection as humans. We are social animals. And so whether it's one other person we want to be with or 5,000 people, we can still do it. So I'll share that link because some of the most basic things we can do, like you said, text messaging, video messaging, one of my faves. Love that. Pick up your phone, make a short video, 15, 20 seconds long. Hey, Russ, I've been thinking about you, want to check in, make sure you and Mel and your folks, your family is doing well. I'm sending you some good mojo today, so stay cool because smiles are free and kindness is cool. See you later. And, you know, we can do those. And so my lesson in that is do that. Get over yourself. You look great. Everybody's looking at you anyway. Don't get balled up into crap that doesn't matter. No. And connect because that's what people want.
And so spot on. I want to break down a couple of things that I heard you say. Okay. Is that one thing, I agree with you 100%. And don't worry about what you are doing. Worry about what they are doing.
Yes.
Stay focused on what the challenge is that they are. It doesn't matter what the answer is. Just listen to listen. Don't listen to respond.
Right. Because it's not about an answer, is it?
It's not about an answer. It's not about it. It's about just having that human connection that allows us to actually be in a community, a bigger spot in the world than what we were before.
Yes.
And we can't run out of abundance, as I always say. You cannot run out of abundance.
So true. So true.
So, and I know we're all busy doing something, but don't be busy being busy. Just make sure that you're out there connecting. And also, I shared this the other day. It's like there's this thing that happens when you're connecting, and what happens is your ideas that are stuck in your head sometimes can shift a little bit when you have another conversation with somebody, and you share those ideas and expand on them. And all of a sudden our thoughts and our creativity, and also removing things from our life. Right now is a great time to start removing things from our life and reducing the baggage that we're carrying around.
Right. Right. We're being given a whole different cosmic permission slip.
Yeah.
Like, look, you said you were busy. You said you didn't have time for that thing and those 15 projects that you keep carping about. All right, bust your butt and get to that. Like, use that as a catharsis. Use that as a catalyst to go ahead and connect with what really matters. First of all, start with yourself. Know what the hell is important to you. Get super crystal clear on that, because you cannot serve unless you know what's important to you. Russ, your soul is all about serving. Like, from the moment we first met online, golly, upwards of 2.5 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so consistent, and you check in and it's always you, and it's so authentic, and that's what we want to be. So use this opportunity to really clean house and clean your head and make room for what does matter. So there will never be a better time. Before the show started, you asked me, well, how are you? And I paused and I said, this is an amazing time for opportunity. And you said, well, that's a great way to look at it. Like, I'm not going to choose to look at it any other way. I'm not a Pollyanna. I get that this is real, that this is life. And being at the top of the food chain, we're so used to controlling everything that we think we control this. No,
it's an illusion.
No. And so what you can control, one thing I gave last night in the workshop was, you have command of yourself. And so take that command and decide what you want it to be. Yeah,
absolutely. And once again, if you're carrying too much baggage, it's hard to grab onto the opportunities that are facing you in the future.
Yeah, like, have you ever been in the airport, Russ, and you're going on a trip, and you got a backpack, or you got one small bag or something. You're like doing your thing, going through airport, and then you see somebody lugging like a casket-size rolly bag. First of all, where are you going, and for how long? Maybe you should have a pod shipped instead. And like, if you relied on yourself to carry that thing around, could you do it?
Yeah.
If the answer is, I'm not sure to know, time to unpack that sucker and rejigger. Because, like, you're so right. It's extra baggage. That's why we call it baggage. Don't drag it around. Don't pay the check-in fee. Like, clear it out. Like, woo, there's a reason Marie Kondo was in the New York Times again last week. And like, woo, thin people, thin. Like, less can be more if you've got what you want. Less isn't less. Less is focus.
Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it. And I want to focus right now on a few guests, because we got a room full of people in here that calling out. As we know, we saw Angie spreading permission out here, so we got
She's the permission fairy this morning.
The permission fairy is granted.
We love you, Angie.
Thank you. Gabriel's here in the house. Good morning, everyone.
Gabriel, good morning.
My fellow pirates, yes. Thank you so much. And then also Celeste from, I think you're over in France. So,
très bien. Bonjour, Celeste.
Kenyatta is here. You know Kenyatta.
Yeah. Love you,
Emran, hello. Vicky O'Neill. Awesome.
Pirates.
Sherry Lolly is in the room. Fantastic. And then also, let me see if we got a few more people here. Some people are there.
Amazing. Technology facilitates connecting. It will never be the same as in-person connecting. At the same time, this is the closest thing we can get, and you can really dig in. So thanks, y'all, for being here.
Stan Bass is here. Champa, thank you so much. Dara. I think that there's a lot of things that are changing in our world, and it's I want to talk a little bit about resiliency and talk about flexibility and intention versus the opposite of whatever you can think of. And describe to me, Ginger, how you think and imagine that people can, the speaking scenarios are probably limited right now because of, we're just on a shutdown right now. However, preparation is not shut down. Skill building is not shut down. The ability and opportunity to grow your skills and crafts is not shut down. And video is an opportunity where you could build virtual summits. You could build any number of things. And creativity is going to have to take place right now. And so I want to talk a little bit about the creativity of the moment and what we can do to adopt a creative mindset and put that out there in the universe.
Yeah, that's a whole big treasure trunk there, Russ.
Yes. We got the pirate treasure here.
Yes, we do. So my fine associate, Sarah, and I call it nimbility. And nimbility is everything from, stretching and making sure you're ready to mentally stretching. Everybody is creative. Hear me, people. Everybody is creative. There's no cop-out saying I'm not creative. That's baloney. And don't give me the whole, but I can't draw a stick figure thing. I was an art teacher. I've heard that a million times. That doesn't work. How you are creative is you. So take a look at that. So for example, speaking. Yeah, speaking is my number one modality, Russ. You and I know that. You were so gracious and you gave me a speaking gig a couple of years ago at the East Valley LinkedIn Local, which was a gas. And that has changed. Okay, so how do we flex with that? So, for example, last night I had a workshop. I was originally supposed to be in Douglas, Wyoming. So shout out to Wyoming, great state. And my hosts, I said, well, with the current climate, the governors have, kind of told us to stay home. Okay, let's honor that. Let's be good citizens and let's go virtual. And they unflinchingly said, okay, sure, great. Okay, a library. I was going to be in the Casper, Douglas area. I've done work with the great Natrona Public Library, and we were supposed to have an in-person workshop. And she contacted me. I could tell she didn't want to cancel. She's like, oh, I feel bad about doing this, because she knows it's my livelihood. She knows we've done work before. They've had really good turnout for what we've done together. Public library is an amazing resource. Those are closed right now. And so I said, Betsy, what do you think about doing something virtual? Because your members, your patrons still want education. Like, life doesn't stop. No. It simply changes. It's the why in the road, like I talk about in the canon. So she said, oh, I never thought about that. Oh, people, juice. Help people think about things they've never thought about. That's creativity. How can we shift this 1 degree? Don't think about, oh my God, how am I going to reinvent everything? No. The super tanker turns 1 degree at a time, my friends. Yeah. And I heard back from Betsy. She's talking with Sarah. Great, we're going to do it. Is it going to replace everything? Well, no, but that's not the point. The point is to be nimble. The point is to flex and be that easy to work with person of what works for you. I have some speaking colleagues, wonderful people, all their gigs are canceled. So my first question in trying to support them is like, well, what's going to be able to go online? And some of them, I don't know that they're ready to change yet, Russ, because they'll say, well, I don't do online. I'm like, okay, that's your choice. Know that there are other possibilities out there.
That is a limiting choice that you have.
It is, absolutely. And so we've just like you've been online for a long time. Sarah and I have always offered virtual. It's not our first choice, but right now it is the choice for everybody that's still best to help people keep going. And so we'll get back to the live at some point. We don't know when that is, but don't worry about the someday. Focus on today and what you can do. I'm super juiced up about this. And I'm not some weirdo thinking, oh, a pandemic is good. I don't think that. But what I think is, this is a really unique opportunity. So shift your Schmidt and start paddling, because you can still go forward. You're so right, Russ, when you said now's the time to focus on skills. Oh my gosh, the world is online. Launch a freaking course, sign up with Skillshare or Linda, or get one of your pirate broadcasts that you offer, Russ. Like, go ahead and jump in. Everybody is seeking really unique connection right now. So find a way, find the help, get the help, ask for the help. And everybody is really willing to help each other. That's the beautiful thing of when stuff like this goes down. If you're like, oh my gosh, my neighbors are in trouble, I'm going to go out there and help them. So get to know your neighbors and get your butt busting out, helping other people, because that comes back around.
Yeah. And creativity is a necessary to find a solution or to whatever problem. I love to call everyone a creative soul.
Right, to our Gabriel.
Thanks for that, Gabriel. It's really important for us to think about what we can do, not what we can't do.
Yes. Those are choice words. Don't say you can or can't. Like I teach, you do or don't, will or won't. And that comes from Dan Pink. So shout out to Dan Pink. He's written so many great books.
Oh yeah, Dan Pink.
Right? And his latest one, When, would be a great read right now, because it talks about how we make decisions, when we make the decisions. Fascinating.
Doesn't he have the Pink show or?
He's got the Pink cast. Yep. And he's got Drive and To Sell Is Human. Yeah, his work is definitely where I have a couple in my world headquarters here, because it's their go-to, because he talks about how to make things happen, and he interviews other people just like you do. And like, oh, that's how they do that. Oh, just like you said, a little tweak. It's all we need at a time.
And as you know, if you would like a show like the Pirate Broadcast of your very own.
I know, I caught that. Don't worry.
I can help you.
That's that ringing in my ear. Well, I'm building an empire. We might just talk about that. So
yeah, well, it's and I'm so excited about the current technology we have available to us, and I think this particular situation in the world is an opportunity for us to build our skills and make connections and make different connections than we would normally. And get out of the norm, break it up.
Yes.
Shift our focus. And there's so many stories about, things happening, it's like I've been on conference calls when my dad walks in and tells me I have mail. And, it's like, he's completely 100% oblivious that I'm even on a call. And
that's cool.
That is life. That is my life. This is a choice I made. I've designed my life to be able to care for my parents and help them and assist them in their journey. And it's like, I don't have to apologize for that. I don't have to do anything. And no one has to apologize for what is going on in their world right now.
Boom.
Do what is necessary to take the next step in improving what you have, where you are, to do what like you said, Ginger, to do, what was it?
My magic, your magic.
Yeah, do your magic and share your gifts, because we all have our gifts. We all have our message, and we have to share it. So,
people are hungry for those connections. I want to, if I could give a specific tactic today, Russ. One thing I encourage people, I've hired a couple of different LinkedIn coaches. Shout out to Kate Payne, who's one of them. And when you are inviting people to connect online, and Russ, I know you know this well, you're really good at it. When you are inviting other people to connect, don't just simply click connect. Put a personal message in there. Take the time to write 1 or 2 sentences. That's all you need. One of my go-tos is, hey, Russ, you're doing some interesting work with this pirate broadcast. I'd really like to connect with you to learn more. Thanks. Make it a great day, whatever your closing is. Yeah. It makes a massive difference, because anybody can they look interesting, they look interesting, according to the logarithm of the lineup. And that's true with anything. Don't tell people to follow you. Invite them. Give them a reason to want to be part of your community. It's never about numbers. Don't focus on vanity metrics. Focus on one person at a time. That's a true connector's fundamental. Yeah. One person at a time, quality always. Make it real for the other person. What's the value for them? Why should I connect with you? Then start the conversation. And not every conversation needs to be big and deep. Like, choose what your relationships and your connections are for you. Yeah. And be clear about that. And that's also back to the first part of our broadcast today. Like, you don't have to have a lot. Just choose wisely and choose what works for you, and keep working forward.
And if you don't think you can do it,
you probably can't.
Pirate permission granted.
That's a classic. I like that, Ange. That is a good one.
Pirate permission granted.
Some buttons or some permission.
We got some changes in our future. We have things that are taking place that are going to shift the way we have to think. And the sooner and the more resilient and adaptable you can become in this time,
yes,
is going to longer term. And here's one thought that I had and I shared the other day was the people that adapt and use video and learn the skill will leapfrog their future because they have that skill going forward. When you're willing to take it on and say, I know this, I can do this, I'm going to learn this, then that's a skill you can carry through the rest of your life. When this thing is long since over, it's a skill that you continue to have and you can share and you can build on. So don't dismiss it as something I have to do right now. Think of it as a skill I get to learn.
Yeah, you're so right, Russ. Get rid of the shoulds and the have tos. Replace it with the want to, get tos.
Yeah.
So right, resilience is really key. Open up, welcome it, figure it out. Again, get the help, get the support, lean on your friends, find some new friends. What a great opportunity to find some new connections. Oh my gosh, you do that whole saying of you do the same thing the same way and it's insanity. Yeah, I was thinking about that for a client I'm going to be meeting with today, one of my coaching clients, and we're really skilled. She's got the skills. She's just in the wrong layer. And there's so much more that we know she's poised for. And right now is a perfect time for so many things. She's a horticulturist and she designs custom gardens for people. Well, hello, we're all at home right now. Yeah. Whether you got a patio or a windowsill or 5 acres, like, we got to look at this differently. And it occurred to me, like, oh, we're not going after the same clients anymore. We're not looking to serve the same people. They're good people. This is not a judgment thing, folks, to be super clear.
Not at all.
Not a judgment. Everybody's got a different bandwidth. But her bandwidth is up here, and that's where we need to take her. So my challenge for her today will be, look, you're going after the same people. They're not your people anymore. It's time to graduate. This is the opportunity to look at that, to recognize that, to acknowledge it, and to change how you're approaching. Refer somebody else to them, by all means. Be a giver. Connectors are giver just like you are, Russ. And give another suggestion for them and then let them go. Free them up, because you holding them close to the vest, even though, like, when you hold on to resentment, that's just a killer.
No, nobody needs that in their life.
No, that's hard for your heart. It's hard for your physical health. It's hard for your mental health. That's
sometimes the only limitation is right here.
Sometimes
it's just
it's like 90% of the time it's up here.
99.9.
That's right. There's a song in there. 99.9. And it's not a radio station. It's permission. It's pirate permission.
Pirate permission. Yes, you
now. I can write a song on that. I'm gonna write a song. You're gonna play the drums.
All right, Ginger. So I want to wrap this up, and I know you're busy and got things to do, people to see, places to go, virtual meetings to make, all these kinds of things, and you have pirate permission now. So what's one? I want to have you drop one knowledge bomb, some nugget of knowledge that you can actually leave the world today in infamy and in digital perpetuity. So.
This is, I can't wait for the rebroadcast of this, because I'm going to download the nuggets. What I would leave people with is the Connector's Credo of POW, P-O-W. Be a connector with the service mindset. And POW stands for positive, objective, and willing. If you adopt that mindset, that credo, then you will serve, Other people will be drawn to you. You will build community. You will have the best pirates on your ship, and you will change the world. So be POW, positive, objective, and willing. All this information, of course, is on my website. It's in the book. It's included with my services, the coaching, speaking workshops. POW is really simple and it's straightforward. So that's the nugget I would drop.
Thank you so much, Ginger. That was wonderful. I love the fact that, and if you're not connected with Ginger, connect with Ginger. Go to LinkedIn. Ginger Johnson. She's easy to find. She's amazing. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody that joined us. Frank also joined us. Frank, thank you so much for being here. And also Ginger Johnson's giving you a shout out.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Russ, it's such a pleasure to see you. I'm overdue. Thanks for sticking with me with the last tech gaffe.
You know me. I'm always around.
So patient. You're so patient. And I just love you for that. I love you for lots of reasons, but I love you for your patience.
Thank you so much, Ginger.
I mean, go forth and pirate up, everybody.
And as you know, kindness is cool. Smiles are free. And you know what? You know what they say? You know what they say?
They say a lot of things.
They say a lot of things, but enjoy the day.